This video is going to be walking through a solution to a problem from the 2019 Invitational A called Joanna. In this problem, we are told that a high school student is going to be working over the summer. She's going to have some money taken out of her paycheck at 7.65% for tax or for Social Security. She's working for 10 weeks. We've got some equations for calculating gross pay, net pay, and then looks like we're given, first line of the data will contain a count of the number of data sets, with each data set describing a specific option to evaluate. Each of the following lines will contain one complete data set with 5 numeric values separated by a white space. There'll be hourly pay rate for a job, number of weekly hours, a decimal number, price of the laptop, price of accessories, and sales tax rate as a percentage. All values are decimal numbers except the initial count, which is an int. And we're going to output 3 lines, followed by some stars, 9 stars in particular. And we have net pay, purchase, fund cash. So that's net pay minus purchase. So, not super complex math here, but it's a little tricky. So in this case, we're actually told how many things we're going to be reading in total. So we're going to use a slightly different loop for this. We're going to still use a while loop, but I'm going to say int n equals n dot next int. All right, so that's going to read in that first integer, and then I'm going to say while n minus minus is greater than 0. And what this is going to do is it's going to start at n, in this case it's 3, and then it's going to subtract. After it finishes the while loop, it'll subtract 1, so it's 2. After the while loop, it'll subtract 1, it's now 1. After the while loop, it's now 0. And so this is going to happen 3 times. So this is another way to, if we know up front how many times we're going to read in, then this is another way to do that. So then, let's see here. We're going to read in 5 numbers. And they each represent a different thing. So pay rate, hours, price of the laptop, price of accessories, and sales tax. Okay, so pay rate. All right, so I'm going to say double pay rate equals n dot next double. Double hours equals n dot next double. Double laptop price n dot next double. Double accessory price n dot next double. And we have tax, sales tax n dot next double. Okay, so we're given some equations, and we're told that, for example, we're told that her weekly gross pay is her pay rate times the hours she worked each week, and then her weekly net pay is that gross pay minus 7.65%. Okay, so double weekly gross equals pay rate times hours. Okay, and then her weekly net should be that weekly gross minus 7.65% of that weekly gross. So I'm just going to say times 1 minus 0.0765. All right, so it's going to be weekly gross times 1, and then minus weekly gross times 0.0765. All right, so there's our weekly net. Now this amount, because of this percentage in particular, we have to be careful because we want this to be rounded to 2 decimal places because it's money. All right, so we want weekly net to be rounded to 2 decimal places. So I'm going to go ahead and just say, well, let's see, that means weekly net is going to equal weekly net, and there's really no, there's a math.round, but the problem is that it returns a long. It rounds to a whole number. There's no way to say like round to 2 decimals. So the way we do this is we're going to say we're going to round weekly net times 100. So this is going to effectively move the net amount over to the left, decimal places to the left. So like if it's, let's say it was $100.537 or something like that, right? This is going to become 10053.7. All right, so if we round that, it cuts it off to that. So now we want to put the, actually, if we round that, it's going to round it to 54. So now we want to move the decimal place back over 2, and so we're going to divide that by 100.0. So that's going to ensure that our weekly net is working correctly. So let's go. I'm just going to check that out. Print line weekly net, run code, and all these values are 2 decimals. Okay. So now she's working for 10 weeks. So if this is how much she makes each week, then her total net pay would be that amount times 10. Okay, so I'm going to say double total net equals weekly net times 10. And let's print out total net. Run that. And I think this is something we can actually confirm with our output that we're expecting. So Joanna.out net pay 1694 and 40 cents. All right, so 40 cents, 60 cents. Okay, so we'll let printf take care of actually doing the 2 decimals, but we have it to the correct amount here, it looks like. Okay. All right, so now on to the purchase price. So the purchase price, let's see, we have the cost of the laptop. Okay, so the cost of price of the laptop, price of the accessories, and sales tax. So we're going to want to add the laptop price and the accessory price. All right, so let's see here. Double cost equals laptop price plus accessory price. And we want to multiply that by the sales tax, but the sales tax is actually like 8.25. We want it as 8.25%. So I'm just going to say double tax equals cost times sales tax divided by 100.0. Okay. But again, I want that rounded to the penny, so I'm going to say tax equals math.round tax times 100 divided by 100.0. Right, and then cost plus equals tax. I think that should do what we want. And then, well, weekly net we'll have total net. We'll have her expenses, I think, or whatever they're called, purchase. I guess I should probably not call this cost. Let's call this, I'll say double, no, I'll say double perch equals cost plus tax. Okay, so now we'll say, let's go ahead and do our print. So out.printf, we want this to say net pay. Let's see, it looks like the dollar sign's aligned and shown below with the decimal points aligned and commas as necessary. Okay, so we know that it's going to be like this. Okay, so it's okay, so we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things wide, and we want commas. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Let's see if we get that working. What we want net pay. Okay, a couple of spaces, a dollar sign, and then we're going to want the percent %F. We want 9 spaces. We want commas. We want 2 decimal points. And that's total net. Okay, out.printf. Next we have purchase, dollar sign, and the exact same thing, 9 comma 0.2f, and this is going to be perch, and then finally out.printf, fund cash, dollar percent, 9 comma 0.2f, and we want that to be total net minus perch. That's what she has left. And then we want the 9 dashes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Save. Gonna run. And I get an error. Let's see what's going on. It does not like the 9. Oh yeah, okay. It needs to be comma 9 point. I do that. Comma 9 point. Comma 9 point. The numbers have to go around the decimal. Okay. Forgot my new line. Surprise, surprise. Run code. And so that looks like the right formatting. I think I've got an extra space. Yeah, I do. So we actually want not 9, but we want 8. 8. Let's try this again. That looks better. I'm going to go and compare with the output just to make sure. There's a space after each one. 1694.40, 1207.92, 48648. Let's go towards the bottom. Just make sure I didn't miss something. 2511.90, 1070.11, and 1441.79. All right, that looks good to me. Hopefully it looks good to you. So that's Joanna. Again, the tricky part here was, from my experience, it's really tempting to just jump in and say, oh, I know period, I know hours, and I know 10 weeks, and do all of that in one line. And then try to like get a percentage of tax off of that, but that's not how paychecks work. You get paid weekly, and that actually does make a difference because of all the rounding happening. So I gotta kind of think about the order in which the operations need to happen. So hope you found that useful. Thanks.